Okay, morning drink. Starting with healthy serving of agua, filtered of course. Scoop of greens powder just to get all the grass in the world blended up in my body. Out of that, but normally that's a staple. Creatine monohydrate, so 5 to 10 grams of that. Sugar-free liquid IV. If you don't feel like spending the money on liquid IV, you can also just hit it with some salt, some Himalayan pink sea salt. If you really want to get your digestive system moving, some raw apple cider vinegar, so about a tablespoon or two. 2 scoops of whey protein, so that's 50 grams of protein to the dome for breakfast. And then I will shake this up either the night before or early in the morning and have that on my drive to work. And that way I'm starting my day off with a bunch of nutrients and helping my digestive system and protein intake. Speaking of shaker cups, this blender bottle is probably the best one I've ever had. So it only takes 2 unscrews to screw off, and then it's super easy to screw on, just 2 screws, and it's tight and sealed. I haven't had any leakage problems with it. A lot of the other blender bottles that I've tried, they take like 5 screws, and then there's still, if you miss a line, then there's still leakage. And then the top of this one, so really easy to open. But also at the very top, there's a button you slide, and it has a lock thing. So now it won't open up even if it's hit by something, and it's really great. It's my favorite one I've ever had. It really feels quality. So I'll leave a link for that down below. I take 1 B12 pill a day that helps with nerve function, blood cell count, and then overall metabolism, helping with energy production. Magnesium citrate. I take 2 soft gels of these a day. They help with sleep, performance, and then digestive system, as well as bone health. Omega-3 or fish oils, I take those every day. They help with heart health to reduce any risk of heart attack or any cardiovascular diseases. I take a 1 a day men's. It's a multivitamin that basically helps with energy, cell production, digestion, your metabolism, just all these little things that you can't get with a full diet in one pill. It gives you a little bit amounts of everything that you need, and then if you get blood work done, you can supplement more with the actual supplements that your body specifically needs, but a multivitamin can cover a lot of bases in one pill. Vitamin D3 is a very important supplement. Vitamin D we get from the sun. So on the weekends I get sun more, so I'll take 5,000 IUs, which is 1 tiny pill. On the weekdays, I'll take 10,000 IUs, which is 2 pills, since I'll be inside more. This mainly helps with your immune system, but overall a function of metabolism, energy, bone health, all around great supplement. If I'm traveling and on the go, I'll bring apple cider vinegar pills. So these will have the same benefits of metabolism, mitigating your blood glucose levels, and then immune system. So if I'm traveling on the go and can't bring the liquid, I'll bring the pill form. I'll do a chewable vitamin C. So these are, we call it the candy. They basically help your immune system, and it's an antioxidant. So again, just keeping your system up and running, healthy. And you know, I've taken this and vitamin D, and I've definitely noticed a decrease in the amount of times I'm sick throughout the year. I have 2 of these containers. They have one for every day of the week. I'll have all the pills that I just went through equally divided out for the week. Get the extra 10% out of if you're doing a lot of the other things right. Having a good supplement routine will just get you there a lot further and a lot healthier. You're going to get things out of these supplements that you'd have to eat a lot of food to get, and a variety of food. So just having these on top of your daily routine will help you hit the markers quicker and overall optimize your health. I'll have my clients actually fill up a gallon of water for the day, and then it's hard to lug this around and drink out of it. So I'll just have them actually pour the gallon out into a cup, and when they drink it, by the end of the day, they'll know how much water they've drank, That's an easy way to track your water without getting a smart cup or any of these smart water bottles. Half your body weight in ounces, and then another 30 ounces for every hour of exercise. Stay on it. It's an easy thing to do, and it makes a lot of difference. Meal prepping doesn't have to be overthought of like it usually is. It can just be starting with one meal in that day each week. Think about it yourself. If you find yourself reaching for something unhealthy at home or at work, decide that as the time that you're going to actually prep for. Meal prep containers, glass is obviously ideal. Low budget scale that I'll link below on Amazon, just so you know how much food you're eating. If you don't want to track it, at least week to week, you can just take out like a half an ounce of what you're doing, but starting off with 6 to 8 ounces of rice. If you eat meat, I usually do ground beef or ground turkey. And then to get all of the nutrients in and really maximize the meal that I'm cooking, I'll do ground beef with a low fat percentage, drain it, and then I'll also throw in as much spinach as I can, cook that up with it, peppers, onions, other vegetables, so that the meat has the flavor, but you're getting all those micronutrients and fiber along with the greens. And then a rice cooker or just a pot of rice, and just switching out the sauces or the seasonings will make the meal extend a lot further. You won't get tired as much, but the core foundation of a protein, a carbohydrate, and a greens, and then the fats are usually coming from that protein source. So adding in spinach and these other vegetables will allow you to make it a whole meal. Some quick tools that I use for a recovery standpoint. The foam roller actually is a self-myofascial release. So when you're working out, sitting, your muscles sort of get intertwined and twisted. Rolling them out actually sort of unbinds them. So doing before workout, post-workout, it's helping reduce that amount of soreness, especially the delayed onset muscle soreness that you get days after actually working out. Do legs the next day, it won't be sore, but the day after, they'll be sore. This will help overall recovery by doing it proactively. If you're struggling with hitting a specific spot or you need a little bit more love on the area, you can use one of these. This looks like you can roll dough with it, but you can actually roll your body. So holding it with two hands, and just these little black pieces actually rotate and move, so you can put a lot of pressure on one area, and it helps get more targeted space than just the foam roller. This is one of the newer tools that I've added into my toolkit, but I've used them plenty before. This is called a psoas reliever. So these little bridge, you actually can place it on right above your hip flexors or on your lower upper butt. So these help sort of release a lot of those pains and tightnesses that you get from sitting at a desk most of the day. The hip flexors and the piriformis, those little muscles in your butt, and then the hip flexors on the front of your hips get really tight. Just laying on it, moving around on it, getting a feel for it, a few minutes. It's painful starting out, and then as you get through over time, it obviously gets easier like everything else. But this is a great tool if you're sitting at a desk all day and having a lot of tightness in your back. It's probably one of these muscles that are really tight and just need to be released. If you're having some neck issues, it feels like it's all cramped up, this is a neck traction device. So you lay the back of your head here and just let the crown hang off, and it sort of helps decompress just laying on this and letting gravity do the work. It's a pretty cool tool. I don't use it that often. If you want to even get more specific and target a muscle, a massage gun like this is a cheaper, like $50 one. You can get nicer ones that have a better battery, better force production, but this one was just a $50 one on Amazon. I'll list it below, but it's pretty good. Press or lower the intensity on it. So there are a bunch of different levels, and then the battery health, and it's basically just vibrating. You can take it along the muscles, so that will help break up those tight areas. Sometimes when my glutes or hamstrings are super sore, it hurts to bend and even stretch or roll out, I'll start with the massage gun, and that'll help ease into the more harder movements. Next is going to be electric stem. So this is a cheap version on Amazon that I'll list below. But basically, as you can see in that bottom right picture, it's pads that go like on your knee, on your neck, back, literally anywhere on your body, and it sends electric currents from one pad to the other, and those help break up any soreness, specifically on the bone and tendons. I found it like when my knees are aching, I always put these pads on. There's a nicer version. My client got me this. It's a few $100s. But this one, PowerDot, like I will recommend this to anyone. This thing is awesome. This cheaper version, it has like this old TV remote and then wires that come out of it and you have to hook it onto it. This one is just 3 pads that you hook onto your knee and they're connected. And then the rest of it is just Bluetooth through your phone on their app, and they already have designed workouts on there for recovery. You can actually use them in performance while you're training to try and activate a muscle more. Say you put them on your shoulders and you're doing shoulder press or lateral raises, it'll help contract that muscle so you'll actually get a better feel for it. I haven't used it in that sense, but I have seen people do it and it looks pretty cool. Mine is more on recovery and it definitely helps you recover. I really would recommend getting one of these if you can. Electric Stem and just watching some videos on it, it's pretty easy to use and it has a lot of benefits. I really do love it. So another easy way for recovery, sort of fixing those hip flexors, lower back pain. When you're sitting in a chair, it's in a comfortable spot and your muscles are in a shortened position. So just sitting on the floor, cross-legged, moving your legs out, just moving around, allowing your body, your trunk, your hips to actually move around and get a different range of motion than they're used to will help a lot with that lower back pain that you're feeling, of just lengthening those hip flexors and sort of getting your body with the help of gravity pushing down your hips and getting them into new positions. Chairs are sort of the new smoking, I guess you could say. One of my favorite additions of tools is this inversion table. So the inversion table basically does the opposite of staying upright with gravity pushing you down. This actually, hanging upside down, allows your body to extend, decompress some of your spinal joints, especially on the knees. And overall, there's been studies that relate it to longevity of health, better blood circulation, but I'm a huge fan, and after a couple tries, it actually feels really good, especially if you can get a nasty little crack in the spine. Check it out. I got this one for about $100, $150 off of Amazon. It's really sturdy, easy to set up, and can actually close up so you can slide it under a bed or something. But I always keep it out just to remind me to do it.